There we go. Welcome. Thanks, Tony. Welcome to the Firearms Insider Gun and Gear Review Podcast, episode 311. On this show, we showcase gun reviews, gear, and anything else a gun enthusiast may be looking for. We strive to evaluate products from an unbiased and honest perspective. In this show, Rob is going to discuss some backpack review or something. We might talk about the IWI's new AR, an AK-103, and some lightweight 9mm barrel. I'm your host, Chad Wallace, if you didn't already know that. And with me tonight are Zane, Rob, Tony, and Maddie. Yes, you heard that right. We have somebody new here today. So I will ask you guys what you did in firearms, and we'll start with Rob because I know he didn't do anything.
My God, how did you know? Yeah, because I told you on the pre-show that I've been working the last 2 freaking weeks. So yeah, I got like 1 day off, and that was spent sleeping and recovering. So
exactly.
No, nothing. And I'm probably not going to do a whole lot in firearms over an upcoming few weeks. So sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. You did do a review, so we can't hold it against you.
No.
Yeah.
But it's not a review I'm very proud of, but whatever.
Yeah. Zane, you haven't been on in a while, so what'd you do?
I've done some shooting the last couple of weeks, but nothing of note really. Just shooting B8s at 25 and trying to suck less.
Yeah. Well, if I shoot B8s at 25, I'll suck big time, so.
I did finally break 95 the other day, but it wasn't under the time limit, so it didn't count.
Yeah. Yeah, if you don't have a time limit, you can probably do a little
That literally took me like 40 seconds to do it, but I did it.
Yep. So, Tony, I guess I'll let you go.
Yeah, I drink V8s. I don't shoot V8s, but there might be a miscommunication between us right now.
Yeah, your
I'm over
internet
here drinking.
Sucks, right?
I'm drinking Odul's near beer, so you know.
Bravo 8. Bravo 8.
I can't handle my non-alcohol. What happened was I went to the Great American Outdoor Show, and saw lots of stuff and things, and fondled lots of stuff and things, and carried my own alcohol. What do you call it? Hand wipes, because man, you ain't getting me with SHOT Show AIDS. Because some of the same people that went to Vegas went to Great American Outdoor Show, a lot of the same companies, and all of them were coughing and touching everything. So I had to wipe myself down between booth visits. But it was a lot of fun, and that's what I did. And I also made a purchase, but of a M16 A3, pretty much, that's cut up. And if you watch my Instagram or my Facebook, you saw that today. I posted that video from DTS Guns.
Awesome. Well, Maddie, you're the new person here. You can tell us a little about yourself first if you would like to, or the listeners, since we can, some of us know, or you can just go straight into what you did with guns.
What I did with guns this week?
Yeah, or
well, I played with your guns this week, which was so much fun. I go shooting every Sunday, no matter what, rain, shine, snow. It's the one day of the week that I don't have to be a single mom at home with the baby. So that is my one day to shoot. And this week was a lot of fun because I got to shoot your guns instead of mine, which a couple of them were, or one of them was full auto. And anytime you're shooting full auto, you're going to have a good time, especially when you load the magazines for me.
Well, I didn't load that many.
Although I did also have pretty intense malfunction that I didn't think was that big of a deal, but everyone on the internet seems to be pretty shocked by it. So,
well, it's
there was
not.
That.
Oh,
it's not,
that was you?
Yeah. and of course it was my rifle, which didn't make it do any better. I did
my most popular video to date, and it's because it's just like a malfunction video.
I did, however, take it apart and look at it. I took the bolt carrier apart and I took the trigger apart, or popped it out. All I could find was it looked like there was something in the trigger, like a piece of like dirt or rust. It was kind of a rusty dirt color, and it was kind of like sitting below where the trigger catch is, and then it was kind of splattered on the side, like if you hit like a dirt clod, how it kind of would splay out. And it was kind of that way around the trigger, a little bit on the sides. And I was like, I wonder if something got in there and that's what caused it. But if it didn't, it was just your standard slam fire due to a light primer, or they do have a floating firing pin, so that's possible too. But either way,
Yeah,
it's
whatever it was an interesting experience, but I didn't think it was that. I mean, I guess just keep gun pointed downrange at all times, and you're gonna have a good time.
Exactly. And so
the look on your face was great, though. Man.
Well, and the thing is the look on my face was probably just as bad. So we were like, oh, but of course, I don't look good on video, so that's that. But yeah,
what do you mean by on video, Chad?
Well,
in person either.
It depends on if it was at the hotel room Tony stayed at for SHOT Show or not. And that's you probably won't catch that one, but some people
I'm not even
will.
sure I want to catch that one.
Like outside of Circus, no one was in a worse spot than me.
Yes, yes, I was.
There you go. Tony was. So, okay, but that pretty much sums up what I did. She did have that malfunction. She had it pointed down range because she knows how to shoot and knows the safety rules. So nothing really bad happened, but there's now a video that people can use for training, if nothing else. But I think she liked the 22 conversion kit in the M11.
Yeah, that was so much fun. Like, how come that video couldn't go viral? Where I looked like just happy as a clam, but the one where I look sad and then shocked is what's good.
Well, I just watched the video. Yeah, that's a good look. Like, yeah.
Well, there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, everyone here would have had the same look on their face. Hopefully, they would have done it as safely as you did. But man, that is kind of frightening.
Yeah. Indeed. So that's what happened to us. But I had actually asked her if she wanted to go shooting because I wanted to see if she wanted to maybe write reviews for us and add some character besides Tony and Rob and Zane to the podcast, because, the more characters we have, the better. And in the words of the wolf, just because you are a character doesn't mean you have character. Exactly.
Ooh,
that's me.
That's deep.
Yeah.
What men's bathroom did you read? What men's bathroom did you read that on?
I told you I watched Pulp Fiction last night.
Oh, no, actually I didn't hear that.
Yeah. Okay. So we can get into the announcements now. You can go to the gunandgearcult.com and help pledge your support for us. We would appreciate it if you would do that. There's a bunch of different levels over there. You can probably get cool stuff like Tony stickers and various other things. Of course, our bandwidth sponsor is Patriot Patch Co. And you should go join the Patch of the Month. Check out the patches. This month is Give Love a Shot. And, of course, that's what it looks like. If you're looking for gun videos, you can go to gunstreamer.com for all their firearms content. And of course, if you're shopping Amazon, you can use the affiliate link at firearmsradio.tv/Amazon. Rob, you are asleep.
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Well, they just
one job
home today, so I'm sorry. It's just a quick
one job
home here. Let me have some prune juice real quick, and I'll be able to do my thing.
One job.
The views and opinions expressed in this podcast are for
those
individual codes that do not reflect the official policy position of the Firearms Radio Network and/or their employers. This is not legal advice, nor should it be considered as such. For your discretion is advised. This is especially true on live shows. And now, for my review of the Midway Range Backpack, which I think I was driving Tony nuts on the pre-show by saying the word backpack. For some reason, he doesn't like that word.
Because you said it 57 times.
It's a backpack.
Well, now he's going to do the review, and he's going to do it like 57 more times.
Look, if you want to know the details of this thing, go to the MidwayUSA.com website. They got a decent video, and or you can read the review. Basically, it's a range backpack that it actually works pretty good. It's got 3 cases for pistols. It's got a very large upper compartment where you can put ammo, all sorts of crap. Side compartment, which I found fits a set of earmuffs and a safety, like a first aid kit, very nicely, and then the water bottle compartment. I used it for several classes and several range trips where you're kind of out in the middle of nowhere, where you have to lug in what you want or what you'll need. And it's handy to have a backpack where you can use your hands to carry in a table or chairs or, whatever else you may need, maybe a cooler with water and whatnot. So I actually like it. It's handy in that the main top compartment, each of the pistol bags and the main pistol compartment have lockable zippers. So if your state requires you to lock firearms while being transported to and from the range, you can lock it without having to take them out and secure them in a case or something like that. See, it'll hold a ton of crap. There's tons of molly on it, tons of Velcro for patches. It's even got 2 little straps on the side to put targets and whatnot. Other than that, it's got a pouch for a small little pouch for like cell phones, pens, pocket, whatever you need, just small crap to put in there. The one thing I found was I've loaded the 3 pistol pouches with 6 rounds and a pistol, Glock 17, and I couldn't get them all to fit in there because when you put the mags, you put the Glock in there, it pop, they swell up with all the stuff in there. So I had to put 2 of them in, pull them out a little bit, take the third one, just kind of like shove it in there and shove them all in there together. And let me tell you something, there was barely enough room to get those in there. So that's the biggest fault I've got for it, is it's not really, it'll work, but you got to kind of make it work to get 3 pistols in there. Now, the nice thing about this is that main compartment, there's a little, plastic shell. You can pull the shell out, pull up a flap, and then the 2 big compartments become one. And I thought about taking it with me when I went to Scotland last May, but then I said, well, I've been to the range so much with this. It's got so much freaking gunpowder residue on it. If I get swabbed, I'll be in trouble. So I decided to skip that.
Let me just go out and as a public service announcement and say, if you've ever used a bag for a range bag, do not ever use it as your carry-on. The TSA will be interested to know why you have 5 rounds of 38 special and a speed strip tucked away in the side compartment.
Well, and that's another reason too. I know a few people that have lost very expensive magazines going to security with ammo in it. It's like, and this is confiscated. Can I have it back? No, it's confiscated.
Actually, I took a range bag with me to Vegas for SHOT Show as my carry-on, but it was a range bag that I'd never used and never taken to the range, and I still went through it just to be sure because I don't want to be that dude.
Yeah, the bag I took to Indianapolis last year, I didn't think I'd ever use it as a range bag.
Yeah.
Apparently I had.
Well, I mean, just
Hey, if it's a bag,
with just
it's a
my luck,
range bag.
they want to swab the damn gum thing, and then they swab that bag, and it'll have all the gunpowder residue on it, all that nitrates, and next thing you know, they're tearing it apart, and they're tearing all your crap apart. So it's like, man, it ain't worth it.
And they're giving you the fun search.
Uh-huh. Oh yeah, they're giving you the full search. I think I mentioned it's got a bunch of tons of molly on there. I don't really put a lot of.
What has tons of molly on it?
What?
What has tons of molly on it?
The backpack. It's got like.
Yeah.
Isn't that what you call it? Molly. Whatever you call it. I'm not much into that stuff.
There's a drinking game in the comments, Rob.
All right.
Every time you say backpack, we have to take a drink.
Backpack.
Oh.
Other than that, you can read it to get more details. Others are saying the weird part is 4.8 out of 5 stars on Amazon based on 5 reviews, and on Midway USA, I'm a little leery about going to the manufacturer's website because I know there are some manufacturers that'll pull negative reviews off their sites. So they got 4.5 or 4.8 out of 5 stars based off 42 reviews. So, I mean, normal retail's about $1.30. You can pick them up for $1.12. I think I picked this one up on sale a while back for like 89 or $90. It's a decent value for the price. The other con I put on there was this is definitely not designed for any kind of like serious hiking. Like if you're going to go miles and miles or go for a 2-day hike or something, I would get a more stout backpack. Other than that, yep, gave it a 7.0, which is good. I mean, I don't see what would propel this up to a great or an awesome thing. It's a backpack, and it works good. It does its thing, and it does it well for the price. I mean, I know there are others that are higher and others that are lower in price, and a lot of times, especially with this, you get what you pay for.
Awesome.
And that's it.
Okay, you said it was short and sweet, so.
Would you say it's a quality backpack?
A quality what?
We don't have to drink when Tony says it.
Yeah,
okay?
I mean it's good constructed. Again, it's not like double stitched or it'll hold up. I mean, I wasn't very easy with it. I was pretty hard on it. I mean, I beat the crap out of everything I own. I don't believe in treating my stuff like it's kid gloves or anything. I mean,
how long did you use it
there? Do what?
Because we never really do anything quick now. How long did you use the backpack? I mean, how long did you actually use this range bag?
I've had it for about a little over a year, so I've been using it fairly. And it's not just every time I go out to a remote range. I'll take it when I'm going to a range where I'm just walking across a parking lot because I just load crap in there. The nice thing about it, the pistol container, or the pistol, I call them pouches. I think they call them pistol holders or whatever, is a lot of ranges have to design stuff for the lowest common denominator, which is basically the world's dumbest dum-dum. And they get picky if you want to take your gun out of the shell, whatever you bring it in, before you get to the stand. So it's nice you can throw the bag on the bench, take the pistol container out, put it on the shooting bench, open it up, and then shoot. When you're done, you can
that
put it
was
back
my
in
question. Actually, you just answered. I was making sure those pistol containers were fully removable because
they're fully removable. And the zippers on them actually lock, so you basically got 3 separate range bags for your pistol.
Yeah, you got 3 pistol cases that you can have a slot. And that's cool.
Chad didn't put the picture on there, but the picture I have of the bag in the woods, each of the pistol pouches has Velcro strip on it. So what I did is I found some really narrow patches from the Patriot Patch Company, and I was able to identify which gun was in which bag by the patch I put on there.
Oh, sure, blame me.
Those loops, they're elastic, I'm assuming. Do they hold up? Do they keep shape? Do they maintain retention, or what's up?
I mean, they spring out, they spring back into shape. What they are is the strings are actually a string with basically a protector around them. It's not actually a whole plastic loop. It's a string. You're talking the ones around the zippers, right?
No, actually, I was talking about the ones holding the magazines in place.
Oh, those are elastic, so they spring back into place. They hold the magazines really secure, and I mean they'll last a good long while. I don't think they'll last forever, but I mean they're decent. You pull them out, they spring back. You kind of have to do the usual pick up the loop, put the magazine in there, and drop it.
Yeah.
Okay. And the other thing too that I point out, the main compartment, that the cover, you can see it on the one picture against my door. The one that's got the Midway USA logo. That's the big compartment where the pistols go. You zip that down, and it kind of flips down. And what I did when I went in the woods is I flipped that down. Then when I needed a quick work area to like load ammo or to like mess with my gun, I can put stuff on there, and I don't have to worry about it falling into the grass, which is kind of nice, especially if you're in the middle of bumstick Egypt. You don't have to I don't like work because if you work on the grass, how many times have you lost something, a spring or something, just roll off and oh crap, you lost it. Versus the rounds fall right onto that little work area, and you pick them up and keep going with what you were doing.
Gotcha. Well, that was see better than you expected, Rob.
Yeah, I know. Tony asked really good questions, and so did Zane.
Yeah, I know. I don't ask good questions.
I know. Well, you've got more important stuff to talk about because you're the
Oh
head
yeah,
honcho big cheese.
more important stuff. So the more important stuff now is we're into the product spotlight and discussion.
This is not a review.
Yeah. It's our thoughts on these things. First up is the IWI Zion 15. MSRP is $899.99. Basically, Tony wanted me to put this in here, and I agreed. It is their AR-15 that they are offering, but it is 100% made in the USA. So it's not imported. It does, it's kind of a entry level, but maybe the next step up. It's got some decent stuff on it. It is 5.56, of course. It uses a 4150 chromoly vanadium heavy barrel, it looks like. It is a 16-inch barrel. It is a mid-length gas system. It's your standard size. It's 33-inch stock collapsed, 36 1/4 extended. It weighs 6.5 pounds without a magazine. It is 1 in 8 twist. It does use the B5 stock, which is a decent stock.
Grip.
And pistol grip, correct. It comes with the P-Mag. It also has a 15-inch handguard. I don't know if... I'm assuming it's M-LOK, but I can't find anywhere in their stuff. But Tony's seen it, so he might be able to tell me. Tony?
Yep, it's M-LOK. I handle it at the Great American Outdoor Show.
But basically... I don't know what street price is going to be. I would guess probably $800, but it looks like they used decent materials in it. At least they didn't pick just your standard M4 style stock or anything like that. I don't know what kind of flash hider or compensator it has.
A2.
It is just a standard A2. So there is that. But they unscrew so you can put new ones on unless you're in Jersey or somewhere like that. But yeah, and as I told Tony before we even put this in there, I mean, I don't think they're going to be, I don't think it's right now for import restrictions, but if there are any restrictions on importation, they have that covered because they now make them here. The other thing I mentioned was if they are going for some sort of military contract in the future, they would need having it made in the U.S. is also a big plus because if I remember right, they kind of have to be like Beretta had to build a factory here, things like that. So that's I want to see one when I actually get to see one, but hey, I think it's good for them and probably good for the market, even though it's saturated. Anybody? Go ahead, Tony.
The reason I really was interested in
building the factory in the States, the components have to be, and there's certain components that have to be made in the States in order for it to qualify for 922R.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That's why when IWA makes their Tavors, they make them in Israel. They ship them over here, and there's a company that takes them, basically tears them apart, and puts 922R components in there, sells it, and then ships the original Tavor components back to Israel. I was talking to a guy at the IWI booth a couple years ago at SHOT Show, and he was telling me that. It's weird.
Nice.
But
I agree with I was talking to them about it because I'm like, well, this is an AR. They were like, yeah, but this is our first AR. We've never built one before. IWI has never built an AR-15. I think that's one of the cooler parts about it. It's built here in America. And the political reasons why it was built here just in case we have import restrictions like we have with Kalashnikov. And look how many years it took them to open up Kalashnikov USA. So they kind of headed that off at the pass. They already have the place in East Stroudsburg, which is where IWI is. And then they opened up this place, I think is in Middletown. So it's another manufacturer, and they can switch over to making other stuff. And here's my thing. If you're into freaking picking up ARs, if you're into checking out ARs, this is one from a producer that pretty much hits home runs all the time. And if it doesn't work, you're going to have one that pretty much nobody else will. I mean, it really works out to that way. It works out for you either way. And it is all mil spec pretty much. That's what they told me. So there was nothing outstanding about it. I dry fired it. I picked it up. I mean, it's an AR B5 system, but it says IWI on the side. And some people are into that, and they're Brown Laurel, and they have a lot of IWI stuff. So here you go.
No, IWI doesn't make junk. They make good stuff.
I hope it works out. A lot of the stuff they make is heavier or overbuilt, and this is just a mil spec AR-15.
Yeah, and it's not even that heavy considering. I mean,
no,
it's where it should be.
I mean, I checked it out. They just didn't BS. It's a 16-inch AR built by a company you expect good things from, but it's not overweight. And, you know, I always look at the stuff because I'm cheap. And I'm like, you can get an AR for less money. You can get an AR built like this, probably from PSA, but it's not going to say IWI on the side.
Well, and
that's what you're into.
That's what I was going to say about the price is that the price looks to be about where it needs to be. Much cheaper, and I'd be like, probably not quality. Much more expensive, and I'd be like, yeah, I'll just go get a Sons of Liberty or a BCM. So I think that they're right about where they need to be price-wise. I hope the quality is where it needs to be.
Gotcha.
And it probably will be.
Yeah, that's kind of what I figured too. Maddie, any thoughts?
Not really. Not until I can actually get my hands on one. I know the market is saturated with the AR platform, but it's always been a favorite of mine. So I guess until we can actually get someone to shoot it and see if there's any malfunctions or anything like that. Anytime that a company has a new product, I think it's exciting. I have nothing. I don't own any IWIs, but
right.
Hey, good things coming, right?
Rob, do you have
I also like everything from the bottom of the barrel. Like, I'm a huge Bear Creek Arsenal fan. I think they have great stuff, or at least they have stuff that's never broken down on me. So.
Rob,
yeah, I've got the Gen 1 Tavor. I don't have the new Gen 2 one that they came out with the 95 or whatever that is.
Yeah, the X95 or whatever it is.
Yeah, I don't have that one. I've got the Gen 1. I love it. I've got those, and I've also got the that's the Stern or whatever they call that one.
Oh yeah. Okay.
The Steyr AUG. No,
that's
AUG,
right.
not the yeah, I love it. I also love my Uzi too, but that's not made by IWI.
Right. I gotcha. Okay. Well, because exactly, and I've shot Tavors and stuff, and I thought they were okay. I just don't really care for that platform, but that was just me.
Well, the problem with the Tavor was when you try to suppress it, you get a lot of blowback through that closed port.
Oh, you get a lot of blowback on mine when you.
The problem with Tavor is a manual alarms, but that's just my personal opinion.
Nobody cares about your personal opinion, Mr. Mangello.
You only know how to shoot 2 guns. Shut up.
Yeah, he only knows how to shoot 22s.
First of all,
low
I have
recoil
a revolver.
Shotguns.
Thank you very much.
Nobody's bragged about a revolver since '88. I've got a revolver. That's cute.
Yeah, see, I'm not the youngest person
sorry.
to show anymore. Ha.
Okay, Zane.
And I have 2 revolvers, and I love them both. My dad gave me my first revolver.
See, there you go.
I don't remember the last time I actually shot that gun, but I still have it, and it's around.
I love it. It's somewhere.
That's yeah.
It's in this room.
Yeah, well, that's good.
Hey, revolvers, they exist.
Yes. Okay, and because
they're trying to make a comeback with Colt re-releasing the Python, so maybe the revolver in general will make a comeback.
Yeah, you missed that show. the Python show.
God, I hope not.
Yeah. And of course, because IWI is doing it, next up in the thing is the Kalashnikov USA KR-103, which is an AK-103 or AKM variant. MSRP is $1,059. Pretty much the reason I stuck this in the show notes also was because it is 100% made in the USA. So no 922R compliance stuff they have to deal with. Basically, it is your quintessential AK-47 with polymer furniture. It's chambered in 7.62 by 39. Overall length is 36.75, 16-inch barrel. And, of course, it weighs a pound over that AR at 7.65 pounds. It's there for some reason they're still using chrome-lined button-rifled barrels. I don't know why you need a chrome-lined barrel, but it is an AK. It probably won't have a slam fire when you drop the bolt like certain people's ARs might.
Good one.
It is a forged carrier. It's got a 5.5 millimeter forged trunnion. Now that you just lost me at that. So, chrome lined gas system. Yeah, I can see that. Comes, of course, with the cleaning rod. It does have a side optic rail. You can't see it in the picture, but it's on the other side. It is a fixed stock. It's not one of the folding stocks.
Hey, Chad, just scroll down. The other side's just a little bit down.
Well, oh, I see it now. That still doesn't help me, but whatever. So, I do not have an AK. I don't think I've ever owned an AK. No, I do know
Why not?
people. I
They're
just
fun.
never have. That's exactly. I know people that own them. Well, see, now I can buy this one and not be a
I
communist.
am not communist. I just like the guns they make. They make good rifles.
Yeah, I mean,
What kind of accent? Did you have a stroke? What is that accent?
Do you guys? Are you
Really
guys going to
crappy
make me
Russian
go next door and go over to the to the Ukrainians and get them to come tell us about this AK?
In Russia, rifle is fine. No need for U.S. survey.
I should have dug out my rifle is fine Patriot patch.
I
But
got one of those. I don't know where it is though.
yeah,
that's an
exactly.
old one. That
I know.
It's next to Maddie's.
4 years
It's
ago.
next to Maddie's revolver.
Yeah, it's somewhere in this room. But that's probably
Yeah, and
about right.
Chad told us to be nice. We're being real nice right now.
She gets the full version of us. But
She's gonna be
I
like,
don't have.
I'm not coming on this show no
The
more.
full
Goodbye,
version?
Chad.
What was that,
So-
Maddie?
This is the full version.
Pretty
Well-
much.
Well,
I mean,
we're back.
Well, I'm not
This
drinking
feels like
enough,
part
so.
of the dirty locker room talk and all that nonsense that I'm supposed to be offended by.
Oh, that's
No.
fine.
that's when
That's
Zane
only
That's
when
when
Zane
Zane
is drinking.
starts drinking.
Mhm.
and then we get when
He's
Zane
not gonna start
drinks.
drinking, though, 'cause he's
When Zane drinks a
on,
lot,
like,
we
the
get
keto or something.
when Zane drinks a lot, we get a really good review and a really bad review. We get both.
Yep. Every time.
No matter what it is.
So I want to
Sometimes it's on the
yeah.
same product.
Just steering this shit bag around here.
Oh,
going back to the
Oh,
so with
Go-
a chrome line
timestamp.
button. What'd I say? I said ship with a P.
Oh, okay.
Shep with a P.
Okay.
Calm down.
I'm not drinking tonight. With this chrome lined button rifle barrel, are we expecting like super accuracy out of this thing? Because that's usually why they
It's
would
an
button
AK, I doubt
rifle a
it.
barrel. That's kind of where I was going with it. But I have seen AKs that shoot well. They usually don't cost $1,000 though. They cost a little more. So I'm just wondering what. I don't see any specs on here. Is there any word on what the accuracy is supposed to be spec'd at?
No,
'Cause
it's
what
probably.
what is the standard spec for an AK? It's like 4 to 6
Minute of building.
Yeah, I was thinking
No,
like
see-
5.
No, I think it's the same thing as the U.S. military rifles, which is around 4
I
inches.
think it is.
That,
Four
that
and away
whole-
is the standard for mils.
you can't hit anything with an AK. Comes
no,
from
that's
old
BS.
crotchety dudes talking about dumb crap from Nam.
Yeah.
And bad century arm bills. I mean,
Yes.
look, just like any bad reputation that you get, it takes years to get rid of it. AKs are not inaccurate rifles.
No.
A well-built AK is not an inaccurate rifle. We had a lot of garbage come in the 80s and the 90s that people put together themselves with cricket sights and everything else.
Well,
and that's
and
where their
dudes,
reputations come from.
Also, dudes were assembling stuff to try to make things 922R compliant, and they were just throwing things together on the workbench and selling them.
And back
trying
to
put
this,
a Polish receiver into a Chinese trunnion, and it'll work.
Right. And back to this, I don't think it's that type of quality. I think it's decent. For
now
an
they
AK.
have some compliant models, which is great. I hope this takes off. I think it's new machinery. With this whole thing, I don't care that veterans put it together because that means nothing. I was reading about us. That really means nothing if those veterans aren't veterans at putting together AKs. I don't care what they do. I mean, I'm glad a veteran has a job, but you could have a job at UPS, as far as I'm concerned. Doesn't make you build a better gun.
Then you can deliver guns. I mean, hey.
Exactly. But I hope it's well built. From what I'm hearing, people say it's quality builds, but that's the guns they took to SHOT Show. Who would take garbage to SHOT?
You'd be surprised.
Yeah, that is true. Never mind. That is true. Nobody's going to name names, right?
Nope.
Okay,
we're not
cool.
naming any names today.
All right.
Did you see those people, Tony?
They refused to speak to me.
Oh, imagine that.
They walked past me like they didn't see the largest pound for pound gun bunny in America walking around. I mean, for God's sakes, I'm in Pennsylvania. There were like 4 black people in the whole state while I was there. So not like you could miss me.
Yeah. Okay. So I guess we'll get rid of the AK or 103 variant for now. Now we're down to something that I thought was kind of interesting. Why it's interesting? I don't know. I just thought why I don't know. It just is. Odin Works came out with their super light 9mm barrel. MSRP is $229 on this thing. It is a 16-inch overall length.
Just trying to get on my nerves today, aren't you?
I guess I am. But it only has a 5.5-inch barrel inside, and this aluminum pretty colored shroud is probably just pinned, not welded, it says attached to the barrel itself. Therefore, you get a 16-inch with a 5.5-inch barrel. It comes with a built-in muzzle brake. It only weighs 17 ounces. It is a 1-inch diameter tube. It's fluted. Looks more like it's twisted to me. I don't know. I put this in here because I thought it was interesting, but I don't know why.
I'll tell you why.
Zane's going to tell me why.
I'm going to tell you why for real, and then I'm going to tell you why I think. So if you want to build a 9mm rifle and you want it super lightweight, this is the best way to do it, right? Because you only need 5 inches of usable barrel in a 9mm,
but you get more velocity out of a 16.
Yeah, but not enough to really do anything, and you're going to gain way more weight than it's worth by actually having a full barrel. So I get it. The problem is, like with the AR pistols that are out there, like why? Like, so I have a stupid short 9mm AR.
Your PCP?
My PCP. And I just use a 4.5-inch barrel. I didn't need another 8 inches of nonsense hanging off the end because you can get
Sounds like a personal hang up.
You can get a lot done with 4 inches, trust me. Anyways, before I derail the whole show. No, I think this is kind of dumb. I like a lot of stuff from Odin Works, but this one's kind of I'm a hard pass on this one.
I am too. Because really with pistol braces and everything else that's allowable now, I don't really see the purpose.
I think that's going to depend upon the laws of your local state. I don't know. Tony, are you allowed to have the pistol braces in Jersey?
No.
Okay.
Okay, so this might make sense.
This is for
you
Tony.
can build a rifle with a shorter barrel, But yeah, see, I live in Florida, so I'm a free
Yeah, but
state,
you
so
don't get
to me,
an actual shorter barrel. You still have 16 inches worth of wielding to do. It's just much lighter
well,
because
what I'm
the
saying
barrel
is, for
itself.
me, I wouldn't be interested in this. I would build either an SBR or I'd just build it as a pistol and put a silencer on it. You know, it wouldn't do anything for me, but for people like Tony who might want to have something like this in their home state, you know, somebody who lives in California or something that can't have, you know, the
This would
SIG
look
brace.
really pretty for Tony's 9mm that he might be building some point.
It's right here somewhere in this room. No,
Because I mean, you can't do an extra long comp because most states have outlawed compensators, or like Virginia, they're starting to outlaw a bunch of crap since they got their
Well, no, I
legislature
get why
switched
it's
last year.
just it's an empty shroud. It's a huge
Right.
weight saving, and not only it's weight saving where the weight matters, right? Because the weight out front,
front,
is what
right.
is what unbalances the gun. So I get the idea. I just don't know that. I think at what point do you just? I don't know. I get what they're going for. I'm just negative. Oh, look at the
yes, the comment is killing me, bro. The
Yes.
comment was killing me.
Yes.
I agree with Zane. For most, it wouldn't make sense to have this, but I think it to me, running the diversity shoots I do and the number of different people that come in, and a lot of people handle a real firearm for the first time and are amazed how heavy it is. And if I can lighten that up, great. Having someone shoot a 9mm pistol caliber carbine out of a 16-inch barrel, great. And it's lighter. I mean, I'm cool with that. Less back blast in their face. Everything that helps. Yeah, I wish I lived in a free state where I had suppressors, where I was able to do that and introduce people to firearms with that, but I'm not. So for this, something like this would be advantageous to me to just create a light rifle for people to shoot. And that's one of my missions this year, to actually build a light one. I'm talking to Faxon. I'm talking to a couple other companies to try to put something together lightweight.
Gotcha. Anybody else?
I think it's probably
anything?
designed for people like me. These kinds of things are made for, you know, like, I'm not strong. I get really, really tired when I'm handling a full length AR or a shotgun, heaven forbid, that's like pump action and it's heavy. And after like 2 rounds, I'm already like lagging the damn thing.
You just turned into Zane's best
I can
friend.
relate.
Wow,
So,
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, but my wife is the same way.
I don't think it's probably going to be that popular, but that, you know, I'm sure it will sell. It'll sell to people that, you know, want things that are light.
Exactly.
Like me.
Yep.
I'm their market.
Yeah.
And they're pretty. So, and let's not.
And I like that
I mean,
stuff too.
I do too, and I like it for a couple of reasons. One,
First AR is like a rainbow.
nice, but
Probably
no,
in
it's
this
pretty.
room
And
somewhere.
yeah, and truthfully, introducing people to firearms, everybody doesn't want the tactical black. I saw it, you know, in a video game movie kind of thing.
Yeah.
Everybody doesn't want that.
Those people are wrong.
Okay. She Maddie broke out something for us. She's going to show you something that's wrong according to Zane.
Oh,
Not
nice.
wrong.
Nothing wrong with that.
It's got color.
And see how
That's
it's
why.
skeletonized so it's lighter.
That's right.
Hey, blow that up, chat.
What the? Oh, this thing?
Yeah. What were you going to say, Tony?
No, blow it up so we can see it on the screen.
Oh.
Picture.
There you go. So if you go watch the video, you can see it.
Mhm.
Nice. That's a whole lot of lightweight. You can see through the
yeah.
entire gun.
Yeah.
What's the thing coming in at 4.5, 5 pounds?
Yes, you can. Yeah, I don't even know what this thing weighs in total. The barrel is the heaviest part.
That's crazy.
Full length, but
Yeah.
yeah,
Awesome.
that's
So
supposed to be my like budget build.
a budget. Hey, the budget's always depends on how much stuff you get from people.
Yeah, my last budget build cost me like $1,700 to build. I'm like, what? How did this happen?
Yeah, exactly. Well, that was the super light barrel from Odin Works. And now we're done with the product spotlight and discussion, but we have some listener feedback.
Oh boy.
There we
And
go.
This is pretty good listener feedback.
This is like a
it
roast almost.
it is, and it
Okay.
says. It says not a German pasta fetish podcast. It is from Urban Jaguar, and he gave us 5 stars. Says, let me be the millionth person to say that this is truly entertaining and informative podcast, and I look forward to listening to it every week. It's like hanging out with a bunch of buddies and talking guns. Only in this case, your buddies know what they are talking about and can offer well-informed opinions.
Huh?
I learned something new in almost every episode, with a few laughs along the way. On a side note, given that the developmentally delayed are so often marginalized, oh crap, I just moved my mouse, in our society, I think it's really great that they include Rob on the show. It warms my heart every time I hear him struggling through reading the disclaimer, knowing how precious it must be to him getting to spend time outside of his enclosure at the group home. Trigger warning. If sexual tension between 2 dudes makes you uncomfortable, do not listen to the episodes where both Zayn and Sean are on the panel. One last thing. If you'd prefer a podcast hosted by schmarmy, sophomoric, alt-right MAGA bros, check out We Like Shooting instead. They're the proud boys of the firearms podcasting.
Oh, jeez. Proud boys.
All I can say is whoever this is, thank you. This was one of the best reviews we've gotten.
Oh my God, that was awesome, dude. Especially
I
because
tell you
Rob
what,
couldn't read for crap this.
Exactly.
You said,
And then in the middle of it, he's like,
disclaimer. Good Lord.
and then in the middle, he's like,
I'm not
Hey,
gonna
Matt.
lie. I chuckled just because he used the word precious in there.
yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. He used precious in here? Oh my God. Oh my God.
Don't know if that was intentional or not, but
Yeah. So,
Score
Maddie,
anyway.
what's your AR way? Somebody asked in the chat if you didn't know.
Yeah, where are you? Like, where does this read? Is this something I can read? I actually don't even know what that thing weighs. Very, very, very light.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah,
probably,
we pulled
like,
up.
probably, yeah, like 4 pounds or even lighter than. I don't even know. I can hold it with one hand and it doesn't get tired. So, because it's a skeletonized upper and lower receiver, it's a Magpul stock and grip. Very, very, very like 9-inch handguard there. The barrel is 16 inches. It's probably the heaviest part of the entire thing, and it's just got a little Sig Romeo 5 on the top, so it's the Geisley 2-stage trigger, I believe.
Yeah. Well, okay. That doesn't help us though.
Yeah.
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 You want me to like
exactly.
pull out my scale?
My wife wants actually a lightweight rifle build too, and she's my barometer for finding out if a gun's heavy or not. I'm like, how's this? Still heavy. Okay. I'm working on it.
yeah, I hate.
Well, I mean, that's why I got super excited when I started finding the little short, like, 9mm builds that are, like 4-inch barrels and stuff like that. I was like, oh my God, I can hold it and it's going to be really, really small. And then they kind of blow back in your face. It's not quite as desirable, but it is what it is. It's a good
Yeah,
bad.
right.
Yeah, I have one of those. It's I should have made it a wee bit longer.
Yeah, like a 7.5 is a little.
6 would have been perfect, I think.
Yeah,
Live and learn.
I hear you. Okay, Tony.
Boom. Second is for everyone. Diversity Shoot. The next one takes place February 20th at Gun for Hire Range in Woodland Park, 6 p.m. We want all of you to bring your friends out, your non-gun owning friends, your anti-gun friends. We're going to have fun. We're going to introduce them to firearms. We're going to talk about the Second Amendment and their Second Amendment right. We're going to talk to you about how to join Second Amendment groups and become an advocate yourself. We're going to have fun, pizza, guns, more guns. We're going to have really cool people out to take you through the steps of owning the gun, how to do it in Jersey. We're going to have safety brief, and we're going to have a conversation. So if you're anti-gun, cool. Come, let's talk. Ask those questions, but come with an open mind and be willing to talk. If you're one of those people that My rights, cold dead hands. Well, we want you to be quiet and sit in the corner. And also, we're going to explain to you how to talk to people and try to get them on your side by actually having a conversation and having them see you as a human being. This is about getting together and opening it up to all people, regardless of race, gender, sexual orientation, religion, background. It makes no difference. Come out, have fun. We're going to have some cool prizes. Can't wait to see you. February 20th. Go to diversityshoot.com and buy your tickets today. And we still have our stickers and swag up. And any profits from these are shared between myself, 2A4E Podcast, 2A4E Diversity Shoot, and Aaron Paulette and Operation Blazing Swords and Pink Pistols. So get your stuff. We're only keeping those on sale until NRA. At the NRA show, you rocking my swag, you run into me, I'll give you one of our patches. Now you can donate to us as always on Patreon at 2A4E Podcast, or the Second is for Everyone podcast. You can donate to us on GoFundMe at the Second is for Everyone. And you can check us out on Simon Says Train on Instagram, Second is for Everyone on Facebook, and of course our website, diversityshoot.com, where you can still buy our regular shirts too. And if you want to pick up something from Black Bag Resources, go to blackbagresources.com. And if you want to donate it to the Diversity Shoot, type 2A4E, and it will be dropped off at the event. And include your name if you want to, so you can get a mention. That's it. And always, thank you for having me on the show. And I really appreciate all you guys that help, all you guys that walk up to me. Shout out to the two dudes that walked up to me at the Great American Outdoor Show and freaked me out. And the guy that walked up to me at Wawa and recognized me and freaked me out even more. Thought I was being served with a warrant or something. Swear to God. So thank you, everybody. And thanks for listening to the show.
Awesome. Maddie, do you want to say where people can find you, or do you just want to have to let them find you?
I'm on the internet.
That works.
You can find me on Instagram at Maddie AR. You can find me on Facebook at Maddie AR. You can find me on my MySpace. Don't find me on my MySpace. That's not updated.
There's that
I'm not
place
on
is still
Snapchat.
open.
Do not ask me if I'm on Snapchat. I'm not ever going to be friends with you on Snapchat. I understand
Awesome.
Snapchat.
Snapchat's the best. I'm just saying.
Great.
Snapchat
Okay.
is the best if you're a high school kid or if you're like a dude that's in his upper 40s, married and trying to cheat. That's Snapchat.
Zane?
No, I'm not married.
You're not even 40.
No, I'm not.
Yep. Okay. So send questions, comments, or feedback to gungearreview@gmail.com. Remember to pledge your support at gunandgearcult.com. Don't forget to subscribe and leave us an iTunes review. Check out all the other great shows on the Firearms Radio Network at firearmsradio.tv. Be sure to visit the Firearms Insider for reviews. Check us out on Facebook and Instagram at Firearms Insider. And of course, as always, thank you for listening to the largest pound for pound podcast on the network. And we are out.
See you, everybody. See you next week.
Are we off air?